Welcome to Late Reviews. Today we'll be talking about Never Back Down, No Surrender, the third installment in the Never Back Down franchise. I filmed this video as a longer retrospective on Michael J. White's career. You can watch that video if you're interested in his filmography. I'm not going to go deep into spoiler territory. The main idea of this video is just to give you an idea whether or not this is a movie you'll want to spend your own time on. Without further ado, let's get started. This is a sequel to Never Back Down 2, but one of those sequels that decided to drop the number for reasons. I hate when movies do that. Anyway, so this movie, at the end of the second film, Michael J. White is getting back in the game with the help of this college promoter. And therefore, the third movie shows Michael J. White being back in the game, in the ring, beating people up. And I will say this, whereas the second film almost had nothing with Michael J. White kicking ass, the third film has Michael J. White kicking ass all the time. I'm exaggerating, but it has him kicking ass, and that's good. After he finishes the fight, he meets the big guy from the second film who is also having a boxing career, or mixed martial arts career. It turns out that this big guy, yes, he is now a famous martial artist, but he's also not a good one. He's falling out of favor with the promoter. He has one last shot, and if he misses it, if he loses, if he backs down, he will probably be out of the game forever. And also it's shown a lot of character progression since the second movie, because now he's just a womanizer. He's married but constantly sleeps around. He has no interest in putting in a lot of effort or doing his job. He just wants to relax and enjoy life. Now that he's on the top, he has been corrupted by the sweet juice of success. Which also means that he's doping himself. The movie is focused around a big tournament in Thailand, where the big guy hires Michael J. White as his personal trainer. And now who's he fighting? So I think one thing that confused me a bit about the plot, in Thailand, it looks like they're preparing for a big tournament of multiple people. And I don't think they are. I just think that the place they're training is where a lot of people are training for different tournaments. But it is a bit confusing because the movie only talks about one fight where everybody is training there to be fighters. So that did confuse me a bit. But yes, so the big guy has to fight another guy who is very, very big. I think one of the big issues with the movie is that whereas the second film really did a lot to flesh out the characters, meaning that we had a lot of motivation to absolutely hate the villain of the movie, but also sympathize with him. This movie gives you a villain, introduces him, says he beat his wife, you see the villain go into a rampage, and then you don't see the villain until the very end of the movie. Whereas, of course, domestic abuse is a very good reason to hate someone. I would have appreciated you having more time to really get invested in this fight. You only get invested in it because you might get invested in the big guy and his career and want to see his life turn around. Arguably, you could say the same for White in the movie. That's the only investment you really get in the movie. There's no real reason to be invested in the final fight, which I think is sad. I think they could have done more to make this interesting. And I honestly don't want to say too much more about it. The movie is a lot about how Michael J. White is fighting his own demons. He is struggling being back in the game. It's taking a big toll on him. He is also quite, not necessarily a conservative man, but he doesn't own a mobile phone. He gets really offended when he is told by a date that she Googled him before they meet up. He has a lot of demons to fight. That ends up him sometimes acting out in the ring. Because he has his approach to fighting, to training is quite old school. There is a joke in it that I kind of like. So we have one big show-off in this dojo, this gym they're training in, who just looks at Michael J. White and says, "Oh, what is this wax on, wax off stuff? This Mr. Miyagi shit over here."
What the hell is this Bruce Lee shit?
Oh, it's don't hit back.
What's up, Mr. Miyagi? Practicing your wax on, wax off? What do you even call that? Thai bro?
Well, he just makes a lot of allusions to Karate Kid, and of course it ends up with him constantly challenging Michael J. White, who's using these old traditions, and he's fighting this young guy who has all these new techniques. And of course the young guy is completely beaten up. Now, what I really like about this joke, this arc of the joke, is that the name of the bad guy is Cobra. Cobra Kai! It is Karate Kid in this small movie. There's like a small microcosm of Karate Kid references in the movie, and I think that was cute. I mean, there's so much more to say about the movie. I think there are a lot of good twists and turns, a lot of good character development. The big guy has a nice arc in the movie. It actually had quite a few jokes that made me laugh. There's even one transphobic, homophobic joke that made me laugh. I felt a bit guilty for it. It's a ladyboy joke, but I don't know. We can't all be perfect. I did like the joke, I have to admit.
What the fuck?
Honestly, it just has a lot of sweet moments. It is...
You're looking at the new, improved, and totally serious Brody James.
Isaac Cox. Isaac Cox.
A good movie with some really good fights in it. It does have some problems. It is a bit stupid at times, but I think it's good. I think the second one, I would prefer the second one because of the group dynamic, but the third one has the best fights. The last fight, I will not spoil who it's between, but the last fight is amazing. It is some of the best martial arts I've seen. So if you want to see Michael J. White in his prime, you want to see beefy people beating each other up, this is the movie for you. It's good. Again, quite run-of-the-mill, but a good run-of-the-mill movie. I can recommend it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you're interested, you can of course check my other videos on Michael J. White or some of the other videos I did. You can also subscribe to see what else I might upload in the future. Bye.